Good morning, everyone. Mayor Woody Washam here, and you are about town. Welcome today. It's a nice sunshiny day in Cornelius. Some folks would call that a Chamber of Commerce day, but I've got a great program for you today. It's related to veterans. It's related to a lot of things, but certainly all about veterans today because it is approaching Veterans Day, a day where we honor all the veterans. Thankfully, we honor all the veterans that have served our nation so gallantly, and we are so lucky to have them. We have a wonderful Veterans Monument in our town that was created by Post 86 American Legion along with the town of Cornelius, and we're so proud of that. It is a beautiful, beautiful monument that is right beside a town hall, and we're going to also tell you about the wonderful Veterans Day program that will happen there on the 11th, this Saturday at 11 o'clock. So more to come about that as we move along in our show. But I've got a really special guest today that is certainly very, very much honoring our veterans. He does that as a part of his life. He has sort of put his money where his mouth is and made some things happen for our veterans that will help them in life many, many times. And that person would be David Hodson. David has been a resident of the town of Cornelius for a good while now. But David, tell us a little bit about how you got here, a little bit about your background, because it really ties in with where we're headed, with this information that he's going to provide to you about the special organization that he has created, or special service that is called Because You Serve. So, David, tell us a little bit about you.
Thanks, Woody. Yeah, I have been a resident for, 25 years. Actually, I married somebody that was raised here, so I feel like I know a lot about the community and about the lake area and about Cornelius. My background, I came out of undergraduate school as a banker. I came to Charlotte as a banker and had the opportunity to get involved with a client of mine, and that client was a big box retailer. We started building shopping centers, outlet centers around the country. We listed that company on the New York Stock Exchange in 1993, and I was president and CFO of that company. Along the way, I had the opportunity to own 3 NASCAR teams. And that was a great experience. But I've always looked for opportunities that were available, and no matter what kind of a market that we're in. And right now we're in a little bit of a choppy market as it relates to interest rates and real estate and that sort of thing. But there's always opportunities, and I've always lived my life that way. That there are things out there that will be available to you. And the idea for Because You Served came about. My son Jarrett went to the Citadel. And he got out of the Citadel, and after he decided to establish in Charleston, he was a mortgage banker. And about 7 years ago now, he said, "Dad, if you're willing to," he said, "you've had a real estate license for a long time. Would you be interested in getting involved in residential real estate again?" He said, "I've got an idea." And the idea is very simple. We need to do something. We need to create something that is a true benefit to our veterans. He said, "I've got a lot of my buddies," and he said it's nice that they might be able to get a drink on Veterans Day, a free Coke, or they might get something, a sandwich at a restaurant, or get a little bit off when they go to Lowe's or Home Depot. But he said, we need to do something that's a real benefit. And that got me thinking about it. We all know that just 2 days ago, we had our general election. It's just the reality that we wouldn't be having general elections in this country were it not for our veterans.
Absolutely.
Who protect our freedoms, period.
No doubt.
And you can't argue with that. I mean, we live in the greatest country in the world. If you don't believe that, go to where you think is the greatest country in the world. But the point was we needed to do something for veterans. Active duty military veterans move 10 times more than the general population. There's 620,000 veterans in North Carolina and 16.2 million veterans in the United States. And so we began to talk about it. What could we do for veterans? And what we decided to look at, and if you think about it, every real estate transaction begins with a listing. Somebody raises their hand and says, I want to move. I want to sell my home. I'm going to move to another state. I'm going to move to another community. I'm just going to move within this community. But it all starts with a listing. And we started talking about how can we create something that is a benefit to everybody that participates. It's not intended to be a 501c3. It's not a charity. But it's a matter of bringing people together that want to be part of a real estate transaction and having everybody give a little something. But when they give a little something, it's huge to the veterans and their immediate family.
Absolutely.
So the idea was that we created and we came up with a name, Because You Served, SERVED. And over the last, and we'll talk a little bit about here in a few minutes some of the specifics, but over the last 6 years, we now have over 200,000 people that actively follow us on social media.
Wow.
And so I kind of laugh. I say I'm a little bit like an air traffic controller. I mean, this morning before I came over here, I had somebody in Kentucky that is a veteran, and he needed a real estate agent to help them sell their home. They were moving about 30 miles away.
Wow.
And so I contacted a Because You Serve preferred agent. Because You Serve is a marketing company.
Wow.
So
it just warms your heart to think that we're directing a great service like that from veterans right here from Cornelius.
Yep.
I mean, that just really warms my heart. It really does. And, it's an incredible service.
But the basic idea, and if you think about it from a person that wants to be part of that process, part of that sale process, it starts out with a real estate agent, a realtor, broker. It depends on what state you're in, what your title is. But a real estate agent who says, yes, I would like to work with that veteran or that immediate family and would like to help them relocate. And they agree to do that as part of their agreement with Because You Served on a discounted basis. The average veteran or veteran's immediate family, and I keep saying immediate family because if you think about it, if you've ever had somebody in the military in your family, it is a family situation. I mean, when you have somebody that's in the military, they get deployed. I mean, there's a lot of prayers. There's a lot of just uneasiness on the part of the family. It may be a young family. When you look at like our soldiers over in Fayetteville, and they're one of the first groups that go out if we need somebody to be deployed, and they end up leaving perhaps a wife at home with small children. It's a family affair. So we want to extend the service to immediate family and to the veteran. But so a real estate agent says, yes, I would like to assist with that program. One of the things that they do is they then get the opportunity to assist that veteran, not just with the sale of their home on a discounted basis, but they get to help them with the purchase of a home. And they'll receive a real estate commission when they do that.
Well, that is fantastic. And in our next segment, we're going to get into some of the specifics of the program. And if you're a veteran out there listening, how you can absolutely take benefit from all this. And I know that David wants you to do that, and that's why the service was established in the first place. So a great service for our veterans, established and managed right here in Cornelius, North Carolina. I bet many of you not heard about it, but we want to give you the specifics, and veterans, it's out there for you. This is Mayor Woody Washam, and you are About Town with Veterans today. We'll be right back in just a minute.
There's more About Town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Santa's coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. next Saturday, the 18th. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, Beer Garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music. Saturday, November 18th. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. Love bingo? $1 bingos this Friday starting at 1:30 at the Iredale Senior Center. That's at 344 East Front Street. Bring $1 and your own snacks to play. $1 bingo this Friday, 1:30 to 3:30, Iredale Senior Center. Ever wanted to witness a time capsule installation? Huntersville is having a special time capsule installation December 2nd at Veterans Park during their Huntersville Christmas celebration. I wonder what will be in the time capsule. Make plans to attend now. Visit huntersville.org for more info. December 2nd, a special time capsule installation in Huntersville. Singer-songwriter Mitch Rossell is coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. You may know Mitch from America's Got Talent or from Garth Brooks' 2022 Stadium Tour. Buy your tickets before they sell out. kanearts.org. Country music artist Mitch Rossell this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Jousting, knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons, oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly sunny skies as you head through the rest of the afternoon. That high temperature is going to be up near 81 degrees. Heading through the evening, there is a 20% chance of showers, mainly through the overnight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with that low getting around 57 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Now more About Town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning again. This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we're back with you with About Town for Veterans today. Upcoming Veterans Day is this Saturday, and we're going to be talking also about our Veterans Day celebration, which will be at the Veterans Monument at Rotary Plaza, coming up at 11 o'clock this Saturday. More to come on that one. But I have with me again today is Mr. David Hodson. David has a special organization that he and his son have formed. It's been around just a little while. How long has it been around, David?
It was about 6 years ago.
Yeah, six years ago.
Yep.
So tell us the specifics of how do these veterans find out about these services, and how do these realtors find out about this service that they can actually offer their clients? And you really don't ask them to give it away free, do you?
No, we don't. We have a couple of different tiers of compensation. If a veteran starts out, though, and they want to do a for sale by owner, as long as we have a real estate agent in that market that's willing to put it into the MLS, they'll do that. But in 6 years, I've had one veteran who thought he wanted to do a for sale by owner, because most people are not comfortable with the doing the showings, negotiating a contract, and it's an emotional time when you have a property that's yours. You need somebody that is a professional, that's an expert, that's more experienced, and so you need a realtor. And so we do. If you are going to have that a veteran that's looking for a home use you as an agent to find a home or to refer you to another agent, it's a $1,995 cost for everything, for full service.
Wow.
Now, you have to offer out something to a buyer's agent that comes, and you do that. And it's not inconceivable that the agent who lists a home could also be a buyer's agent and pick up that commission. And of course, when you buy a home, that realtor will be the buyer's agent, and they will get a commission there. So there's an opportunity for the agent to be able to, earn some income. The thing that's important to understand, though, is to the veteran, if you think about it, and let's just take our market. If you sold a home for $400,000, in the past, you would have paid a commission of maybe 3%, $12,000. You will pay $1,995 with our program, saving $10,000. That's in your pocket. That's your money to use however you want to use it. You don't have to pay that. And it's a phenomenal program. And the way that you get access to it, it's very simple. It's a matter of going to our website, becauseyouserved.com, and ask for your free benefits ID. And a free benefits ID is a matter of you telling us what branch of the military you served in, what your email address is, what your phone number is, and a very simple question. Do you have a buying or selling need in the next 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
And then you will get a phone call. You will be asked a few questions and be put in contact with a real estate agent somewhere in the country. And as I say, we've got 200,000 followers around the country. I mean, we've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars for our veterans.
Wow.
When they sell.
Wow. Well, David, looks like we've got a phone call from one of our interested parties out there, Jim Vogel. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Mayor. Good morning, David. How are you guys?
Great.
Oh, great morning. Great morning. I figured we might hear from you today because I know you're all about veterans too.
Yeah, I chair the Lake Norman Small Business Network. 20% of our group is veterans.
Wow.
And of course, they're gambling when they join the service. They're gambling when they serve. They're gambling with small business. We want to help them as much as we can through David's efforts to get them homes. And it's interesting that our Business of the Year last year is Chris Conrad. She was a retired Air Force officer, a realtor, who helps veterans coast to coast.
Wow.
So I was going to give that information to you. I have that phone number right now, so people can write it down, or you guys can write it down. But it's Chris Conrad, and her phone number is 603 969 1252. And she has helped veterans for years since she's retired. And she was a captain, so I got to salute her wherever I see her.
Wow.
But and what you're doing with Because You Served is such an important organization that we're going to kind of adopt you a little bit and get you out there in front of the small businesses so they can see you.
That'd be great.
Well, Jim, that's fantastic. We greatly appreciate that. You know a lot of people. How many people you have on your website? I mean, your Facebook page?
Well, there's 4 or 5 Facebook pages with almost 17,000 people on them.
Wow.
So it's just amazing. Our main page has 7,000.
Wow. Well, that's a nice compliment.
Small businesses or solopreneurs, but the people who are offline that come to our meetings, about 20% are veterans, which is really, really cool. And we're really, really proud. I was the last year of the draft for Vietnam, and they wouldn't take me because my eyes were bad.
Oh, wow.
But my dad served in World War II in the U.S. Navy as a midshipman, and he just did I appreciate anyone who serves, especially during wars. And today, geopolitically, there's wars everywhere. So, we really have to thank our veterans, especially on Saturday. They need more than a free coat. They need a hug. They need as much help as they can get.
They really do. They really do. You couldn't put it any better than that. That is absolutely for sure. So nice tie-in with Because You Served, and I'm sure I saw David taking some notes on that phone number, and I'm sure we'll connect with that and make that and put that information out there, and bring this particular realtor into the circle there. She would love that.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
you will love her. She is fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Jim, thank you for calling, and you call us anytime. You make our day here at About Town. So anyway, go enjoy that sunshine.
Congratulations, sir. You betcha.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much. See you soon. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
So David, so where do we go from here about, as it relates to this organization and what you provide? I do know that, you have some plans down the road to enhance what you offer, at least through realtors now, but I'm sure you're not going to sit idle and not expand those offerings. So where are we going to take this thing?
Well, let me add one more thing that I wanted to touch on. In terms of the program, the number one thing that I get asked when I sit with a veteran, when I talk to a veteran, is what's the catch? There's got to be a catch. You're just not going to give me that $10,000 or whatever. And our part of the program, Because You Served as a marketing company, and if you think about all of the people, we have sponsors. That's what we call our realtors, our sponsors, and it's a very small fee that they pay to to become a Because You Serve preferred realtor. But
Mm-hmm.
if you think about all the other people in a real estate transaction, it's not just real estate agents. You have appraisers, you have mortgage lenders, you have home inspectors, you have home repair companies, property and casualty insurance, attorneys, title companies, home warranty companies, movers, you need to move, cleaning companies, investment firms, if you've got money that you want to invest after you've done a sale. So all of those people become sponsors of Because You Served and help us get the word out that way. And it's a very small annual sponsorship fee. But that's how we're funded. That's how Because You Served itself is funded. But getting back to your question, when we created Because You Served, I say we, Jarrett and I created Because You Served, we said, where else can we serve? And one of the very first clients that we had, they were a veteran couple. She was an Army veteran. He was an Army veteran. He happened to be on the police force in one of our local communities, and we sold their home. And over the past 6 years, he's gotten a couple of promotions, and he's now deputy chief in Raleigh. And we were talking about it this last move, and he said, "Can I offer this program to my folks, my police officers?" And I said, "Absolutely." So we're going to launch that after the first of the year and expand Because You Serve to police and fire. And that's so important. And Woody, you know as well as anybody, if you talk to me for 5 minutes, we have the greatest police force here locally that I could imagine.
Certainly do.
They're wonderful. But as a real estate agent, I learned quickly they can't afford to live here. Because and that's, I don't want to get into the politics of budgets and all that sort of thing, but the reality is, what can I do? What can I do as a citizen who appreciates them, and as a realtor, or bring a couple of other realtors and say, we'd like to make it possible for you to live here. We'll help you sell your home so you can move here. We'll give you some benefits when you find a home here. But I think that's so important. And it's something little that we can do. It's something small that we can do. And yet it means so much to our police, to our firemen, to our veterans, our family members, to have them here.
Well, absolutely. That's the least we could do. Absolutely. And certainly I believe in that. We're fighting the battle in this community right now of affordable housing for all of our citizens. So many of our town employees, our policemen, firemen, teachers, retail workers, the list goes on, cannot afford to live here. And we need to figure out a way to help them, to at least give them some supplements to do that. Because how cool is it for a police car to drive down a neighborhood street on their way home? That has impact, and it does help our crime setting as well. So it definitely ties into the great services that you've provided hundreds of realtors over the last 6 years. But my goodness, we've got a ways to go with the rest of our population too, and I'm sure as Jim Vogel just said, there's a pretty high percentage of those folks that are veterans as well. But
there are, and if you think about it, I think about children in school. A lot of our police officers, they have young children. They need to be in our school system. The other kids need to be around them. I mean, they need to be part of they need to be felt not just appreciated, but they're part of the community they're serving.
Exactly. What a big heart the town of Cornelius has for not only veterans, but our public safety officials. It's a great day in the neighborhood. This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we will be right back all about town today with veterans.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive. Whatever the season is, Randy Marion service departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly sunny skies as you head through the rest of the afternoon. That high temperature is going to be up near 81 degrees. Heading through the evening, there is a 20% chance of showers, mainly through the overnight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with that low getting around 57 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
The Statesville Family YMCA reminds you that older adults and those with chronic health conditions don't need to feel they must accept impaired balance and limited mobility. Build strength, improve balance, and gain confidence in your mobility through the Moving for Better Balance program. For questions and additional information, email C. Mullins at ymcanwnc.org.
Imagine being the envy of the neighborhood as you step onto your lush, vibrant lawn. Now, make that dream a reality with Drum Landscape Supply's personalized lawn plans. Say goodbye to all the guesswork and hello to your picture-perfect lawn from Drum Landscape Supply. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com today and collaborate with our experts. We'll create a plan tailored to your lawn's unique needs. Drum Landscape Supply, where dreams of the perfect lawn come to life. Visit us online at drumlandscapesupply.com and experience the difference.
In life, we plan for many important things. Weddings, our children's education, retirement. A celebration of life is really no different. Planning and paying for your life celebration in advance will give you and your family valuable peace of mind. We'll help you take care of every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Bunch Johnson Funeral Home. Find us at DignityMemorial.com.
Here's a WSIC Business Minute with local entrepreneur Joe Fagnone.
Based on the Web Guys, a top international website design firm, there are 5 pages that are absolute must for your website. Homepage, About Us page, blog, service and product page, and contact page. Your website homepage is the modern-day storefront, where customers form their first impression. By the time you hear from them, they've already made up their minds about you. Your homepage is also the sign on the building. That's right. By now, we all know our customers and clients have been at your website 2 or 3 times before they ever call or stop by. Let me say that again. By the time you see or hear from your new customer, they have already formed an opinion of you and your company. How's that for a first impression without having the ability to look them in the eye or give them a handshake?
This has been a WSIC Business Minute with Joe Fagnone. Listen for tips on how to improve your business daily on WSIC News Talk Now. Call now to speak with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam at 844-STUDIO-4. It's About Town on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning again. Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam back with you. I want to invite everyone that has a question out there to please call us. This topic today is veterans and great services for veterans that we're getting into today. And you can call us by dialing 844-1-844-STUDIO-4. 844-STUDIO-4, or that number is 844-788-3464. So please call us and ask a question, particularly about this great organization that we're talking about, named Because You Served. So back with David Hodson, who, along with his son, came up with this concept about 6 years ago. David, I think it's important we talked about how veterans can find you and sign up and get their little certification cards and so forth to use this great service. But the rest of the story is about the realtor end of things. So how does that happen? How do we go about getting realtors not only aware of this program, but being able to join in this important program for veterans?
For both realtors and anybody that's interested in being a sponsor, I say go back to my list of appraisers, mortgage lenders, moving companies. I just recently had a new moving company that came to the area, and they wanted to be part of the program. It happened to be owned by a veteran. And he said, how do I get involved with your program? But it's a matter of contacting me or sending an email to info@BecauseYouServed or David@BecauseYouServed, and we'll be glad to talk to you about how to become part of the program. The phone number is 855-I-SERVED. So it's real simple to remember. You can call that number. We'll be glad to contact you. But it's important to understand, and what we're talking about here from a realtor standpoint, from a business standpoint, is lead generation. and lead generation, as anybody that's involved in business knows, there's a lot of companies that claim that they will refer people to you, but it's pretty much a hit or miss situation. First of all, our sponsorship fees are very, 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 very reasonable, and but more importantly, we never have more than 3 in any category in a market. So I don't want, when I say I don't want, I want to make sure that we have leads for the people that participate in the program. So if you're a realtor and you happen to be in Mooresville, I'll never have more than 3 realtors in the Mooresville area because I want people to be successful. I want you to get leads. And there's a little bit of a vetting process that goes on. We have a code of conduct that we require everybody to sign. That this is how you are expected to treat our veterans. Our veterans certainly signed one when they enlisted, and we expect everybody that serves our veterans to do the same thing. And it's real important. So we maintain high ethics. We are very transparent about the way we do business. It's been interesting. Probably the most interesting question that I've received, and I've received it around the country from a lot of different realtors when I'm finding people to serve the needs of a veteran or their immediate family, is they say, well, why do we want to do that? And that's a question I never thought of when I first envisioned this program. They said, why do we want to give up commission? I mean, we ought to be able to get 1.5%, 2%, 2.5%, 3%, whatever it is. And my answer is very simple. We would not have the freedoms we have were it not for our veterans.
Absolutely.
You just can't, and that usually is enough of an answer that I don't get asked the question again. But it's so true. We owe our veterans so much. I look at the number of veterans that are walking around with a hat on that indicates where they served, and just take a minute, not just tomorrow or Saturday, but take a minute every time. Say, I appreciate your service. They're wearing that hat. They're proud of their service. They gave us something that we otherwise wouldn't have.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been a heck of a journey, and this is certainly one of the least things we could do for them to help them on this particularly major expense of life, and it's just easy to do. And realtors in this area, if you don't have, I'm not sure what the availability of this area is, to sign any more realtors up, but ask David, and reach out to him, and there may be ways that you could help in a very special way to complement this program, if not be a direct part of it. So look forward to that particular piece of it in place. And there's a lot of things that make veterans special to us. I know at the Rotary Club, we take, we call it Flight of Freedom, that we have taken a number of veterans up to Washington, D.C. to the World War II Memorial. And you talk about an experience of gratitude that those folks have from being there. It is quite a scene. I can remember being in the Reagan Airport one day. This was several years ago, and I got detained going down one of the in one particular area as a plane was unloading there. So, but it happened to be one of those Flight of Freedom planes, and to see those veterans coming off down holding their American flags, and many of them in wheelchairs, it totally warmed your heart. It really did, and I just will never forget that moment. All kinds of patriotic songs sung to them as they came down the gangway, and it was a very special experience, and it was yet another way to honor these folks, to go view and visualize their particular monument that was honoring them in particular. So now I think we got another caller out there, Mike Wolf. You're out there, Mike Wolf. I just happened to recognize that name. Is the events coordinator for the town of Cornelius, and Mike, we've got a big event coming up this weekend, don't we, to honor veterans? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this Saturday at Town Hall near the Veterans Monument, which is located directly behind, at 11 a.m. we'll have our annual Veterans Day celebration, our Veterans Day program that honors all who have served, those who have fallen, and it's a beautiful ceremony featuring live music from both a local choir from Huff High as well as Rocky Lynn, who I think everyone's aware of. He's a local veteran musician who does great things in the community and is always a big part of this event. Mayor Woody Washam will be speaking as always, so we always appreciate that. And then we'll also have our keynote speaker this year being General Carlton W. Fulford Jr. He's with the Marines. He was a 4-star general. He retired back in the early 2000s, but he recently joined the American Legion Post 86, who we work with on this event. So we are more than happy to have him out there. It'll be a great honor to hear him speak and hear what everyone has to say.
Oh, that's fantastic. I so look forward to this. And weather prediction, I think, looks pretty good, doesn't it, Mike, for Saturday?
I believe last I looked, it was 60, maybe 61 degrees and cloudy. So I would bring a jacket, but we're not expecting any kind of rain, which is good. A little bit of fall chilly weather is kind of what I'm looking for myself.
No, me too. I think the Cornelius Park Department has a direct line to control the weather, particularly your director there, your park director. I sort of trust his connections with that particular part of it. So, Mike, while I got you on the phone here, we've got another big event. You're a busy man. I'm just telling you, particularly with a little newborn girl. Did I get that right?
Yep, newborn girl. Riley actually turned 3 years old today. Or sorry, 3 years. 3 months old today.
You're rushing it, buddy. Absolutely. That's fantastic. And but tell us about the next event coming up for your Parks and Rec that you're responsible for.
Yeah, so it's a big event that we're really excited for. It's our 12th annual Light Up Cornelius event. Traditionally has been held in the parking lot and lawn right behind Town Hall at the same location where the Veterans Day program will be held. But this year, for the first time, with the addition of the Kane Center for the Arts and Kane Park, we are going to be moving it to those two locations, which is right across the street, as well as closing off Catawba Avenue for the event. So this will be the first time, at least to my knowledge, in which Catawba Avenue will be closed for a event. It will be closed from Oak Street all the way down to Meridian and Mulberry. There will be reroutes going through Gem Street, which is a great addition. We're so happy that that's a part of the downtown area now to help with traffic. So just want to make sure everyone is aware of those road closures. But for the event itself, we'll be putting our 30-odd foot tree up right in Kane Plaza, so you'll be able to see as you're driving to and from Catawba Avenue. We'll light it up that night about 6 o'clock or so. The event will be on Saturday, November 25th from 4 to 7 p.m. And you can also come get your photos and talk with Santa. We'll have a model train display, a trackless train running through the downtown area, plenty of vendors, concessions, live music from local groups, as well as a s'mores pit. So we have a lot going on for this event. It's always been a big hit in the downtown area, and we're excited to see how running the event along Catawba Avenue and closing that area off will help the event grow even farther. It's growing every year.
That's fantastic, Mike. Thanks for calling in today. We greatly appreciate that, and good luck on those two major events. And we'll see you this Saturday, 11 o'clock at the Veterans Day ceremony. We'll be right back, folks. Yes, sir. This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam. See you in a moment.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Santa's coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. next Saturday, the 18th. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, Beer Garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music. Saturday, November 18th. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. Love bingo? $1 bingos this Friday starting at 1:30 at the Iredale Senior Center. That's at 344 East Front Street. Bring $1 and your own snacks to play. $1 bingo this Friday, 1:30 to 3:30, Iredale Senior Center. Ever wanted to witness a time capsule installation? Huntersville is having a special time capsule installation December 2nd at Veterans Park during their Huntersville Christmas celebration. I wonder what will be in the time capsule. Make plans to attend now. Visit huntersville.org for more info. December 2nd, a special time capsule installation in Huntersville. Singer-songwriter Mitch Rossell is coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. You may know Mitch from America's Got Talent or from Garth Brooks' 2022 Stadium Tour. Buy your tickets before they sell out. kanearts.org. Country music artist Mitch Rossell this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Save your dates. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. Mostly sunny skies as you head through the rest of the afternoon. That high temperature is going to be up near 81 degrees. Heading through the evening, there is a 20% chance of showers, mainly through the overnight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with that low getting around 57 degrees. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
It's About Town with Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Good morning again. This is Cornelius Mayor Woody Washam, and we are about town with veterans today. It's a fabulous subject as we embark upon a wonderful Veterans Day ceremony here in the town of Cornelius. I'm sure we have them in our adjoining towns as well, but this one is so special to me to just know that my dad's name is on that monument that will be our backdrop for Saturday's service at 11 o'clock near our town hall at the Veterans Monument at Rotary Plaza. That brings back just so many memories and so many stories that I heard from him as a World War II veteran. I know you know a lot of veterans too, David. I tell you, they're a special group, aren't they?
They really are. And one thing I would encourage everyone to do, and encourage your family to do it, is if you see a veteran, try to engage him in conversation, thank them for their service, but ask them where they served and what their experiences were. And these men and women experience things that we can't even imagine. their living conditions and that sort of thing. I'm getting ready to go take lunch to a couple of guys that are great friends. We do it once a month. They both graduated from North Mech years ago. They both served. One served in the Army, one served in the Marines during Korea. And listening to their experiences. I mean, they grew up here. They tell me stories about what Cornelius used to be like. They tell me what it was like to serve during the Korean War. And it's just special to hear those stories. They like sharing them. I like listening to them. It's so important to do that. And getting back to the event that's going to happen, the service this Saturday, I have told a lot of people, and I continue to encourage people, it is one of the most touching services because it's usually packed. There's no seats available, which is fine. I love to stand there and look at those men and women that have served. And I look at them today and I think, gosh, now they're grandparents or great-grandparents. But at one time, they were a kid that left home to go protect our ability, our freedom to be here today.
Young kids,
yeah, 18-year-old kids. They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know what they were getting into, but they did it because they loved their country, and they loved each of us. And that's so important. But come see that. The service, the ceremony is wonderful. The music, the speech, the discussions. And I say, it's going to be a beautiful day. There's no reason not to be there.
Exactly. There's just not going to be a reason to not be there. And I think it's important, too, to get veterans to tell you their stories. Many of them couldn't talk about it for years and years. I know that we both know that. I can still remember your father-in-law, actually. and the pride that he had as being I guess it was an Army veteran.
Yes.
As my dad was as well. But the pride that he took in being a veteran was truly incredible. I mean, it really was. It just warmed your hearts. I can still see him even in his later years wearing his Army hat and with all the medals pinned on it, and just exuding all kinds of pride for being in service to his country. And I hope our generation still gets that sort of thing, and I hope they get what the actual veterans of World War II, in particular, in Korea and Vietnam, such an overlooked group of folks. And that was my era. I can remember pulling those numbers out of the hat and sitting, patiently by the radio that night to hear where I ended up based on my birthday. And mine was pretty low, but fortunately the war wound down to a point that I didn't have to go to Vietnam, which I'm still grateful for as we speak. So, yeah, those veterans are quite a special group of folks, and they're quite a brotherhood too as well. We talk about our policemen and our firemen being brotherhoods, but so is that group of veterans. Post 86 is a special group of men for me as it relates to veterans in our community. I work very closely as mayor with all the commanders. We just lost, Gene McKinney. Commander Gene was just such a fine person. We now have Randy Wiley, who is a native of Cornelius as well, that worked so hard in putting on these Veterans Day and Memorial Day events. And as long as I'm mayor, the town will participate heartily in those two particular ceremonies here, in the town of Cornelius. And it's kind of interesting too. All of that is overlooked by really one of our war heroes that lived here for quite a while, and that would be Master Sergeant Jerry Crump, whose statue is right there at the Veterans Monument. It's a beautiful statue, and American Legion, along with a relationship with the town of Cornelius, and actually former Mayor Harold Little, who's now deceased, was such a special guy in making that happen. He was a part of American Legion and also a veteran, I believe, of World War II as well. But fine folks that made some great things happen. They still contribute to this community. We still have plans to continue to enhance the Veterans Monument and get more names on there as they become available. So it's really a special thing as it relates to the life of our community.
How does someone that's not familiar with the monument or how you get your name on there, what's the process to get your name on the monument if you're a veteran?
Really easy. It is quite easy. Call Town Hall. Just call 704-892-6031 is the main number, and tell the receptionist what you would like to do, that you would like to engage in getting your name on the monument. You have to be a Cornelius citizen to do that. You don't have to be a native Cornelius citizen, but you just have to be a citizen of the town of Cornelius at the time. And she will either send you a form, or you can come by and pick up a form and show your discharge papers, and the process will begin. We typically announce those names at the Veterans Day ceremony as we add names.
Right.
We'll add anywhere from 8 to 15 in a particular year, and I'm not sure what that number is this year. I'll be learning that as part of my presentation to the event on Saturday. But it's really going to be significant. We do like to have those folks there that have applied for the engraving of their names on the monument, have them stand and recognize them as well. It's a very meaningful moment as we proceed through that. But what I'm really excited about is all the patriotic songs that somebody like a Rocky Lynn can provide. Many of you in this community know Rocky Lynn and have heard him over and over. He's always a favorite, but he'll be with us.
Oh, good.
And we'll be providing part of the music along with Huff Choir and bands and just patriotic music everywhere. So, big day this particular Saturday. So again, back to Beyond You Served, which is a great service provided by David Hodson and that organization based here in Cornelius, North Carolina. So, David, would you have any final thoughts on that program, the process, or any advice for folks that really want to take advantage of it?
Yeah, the first thing to do is to get your free benefits ID, and you can get that as a family member. I had somebody approach me just yesterday, and they said, we didn't understand that, my dad served, but we didn't understand we could take advantage of the program. And as I say, it's a family. I mean, it's when somebody serves, their whole family serves in a sense. And so when I was talking to this person, an immediate family would be if parents served, brothers served, sisters served, son or daughter served, then you qualify for the benefits that we offer. And so it all starts with going to, and it will ask you when you go to the website, you can send something through social media. If you're on Facebook, you'll see that we've got about 200,000 followers around the country. And you can go on Facebook and send a message that way if you want to. But it's just a matter of getting your name on the list and let us issue a benefits ID to you. And it's a matter of you stating where you served and give us a little bit of information. If somebody is interested in participating in the program, offering a service, let me know. And if you know somebody, I get calls from people. They say, well, I've got somebody yesterday that I met said, I've got a friend in New Jersey that's a real estate agent, and she loves to do things for veterans. And she gave me her name. And so I wrote that down. I contacted her and sent her the information about the program. So if you know somebody, but we've got a great group of people. It's growing. We want it to continue to grow because it's so important to honor our veterans every opportunity that we have, not just one day a year. That's good. That's appropriate. But there is so much we can do and so much more we can do. And it's just a great way to say thank you.
It's a wonderful way to say thank you, and a very helpful way to say thank you as well with this great service that's provided to realtors that really care about veterans, not only in this community but throughout our nation almost. Your reach runs far, I'm sure, and as you increase your network, it will increase to a very significant point of service out and about. In our whole country, and I think that is so important to make sure we provide that at least availability and knowledge that it does exist.
Yep, and I will be if you can come to the service in Cornelius at 11 o'clock on Saturday. I will be there. I don't have a partner program, but I will be there, and you'll be able to find me and introduce yourself. I appreciate that.
We will absolutely have a rich group of prospects that certainly could use that service. So I know that it will be a great time to mingle with that group and make sure they're aware of this particular aspect of help that would truly make a difference. Cornelius Veterans Day service is this Saturday at the 11th at 11 a.m. at the Veterans Monument at Rotary Plaza. Thank you, David Hodson with Beyond You Served, for your time today and your information on this great service provided right here from Cornelius. This is Mayor Woody Washam. We wish you a bright, sunny day in Cornelius. Good day now.
The new 105.9, 100.7